Welcome into WagerTalk TV. I am Drew Martin, joined by Brian Leonard and Kevin Dolan of WagerTalk.com, and we're breaking down a Big Ten Pac-12 matchup here. As we're heading to Seattle here, Brian, we get Michigan State and Washington. Looking at the spread now, the WagerTalk Live Odds screen showing Washington minus 3.5 at home, 56.5 being the total. You liking anything in Seattle on Saturday?
Yeah, this is a Washington team that's taken money so far. Really a lot of money going their way. I'm actually seeing a couple of fours out there right now, but I can't see any other way to play this. I grew up in Cleveland, followed the Big Ten, followed the teams from the East moving west and playing on the West Coast, playing out west doesn't work out very well, especially for these Spartans. They haven't played out west since 2018, and that was a loss to Arizona State, 16-13. Before that, the last time they went out west, they played at Oregon. They lose that game 46-27. Also in 2008, they go to California, lose that game 38-31. This is a Big Ten situation that has worked very well when you get these Big Ten teams going out west. There's a lot of teams going out west in week one that struggled. I expect more of that here. Michael Penix played for Indiana. He was a starting quarterback for Indiana. He knows Michigan State. He's played them twice already. He faced him in 2020. He was 25 of 38 for 320 yards, a 2-to-2 touchdown to interception ratio. In the year prior, he faced him. He was 33 of 42, 286 yards with the 3-0 touchdown to interception ratio. And if you know anything about Michael Penix, he's a guy that can beat you with his legs too. So that's something that Michigan State doesn't see a lot of in the Big Ten. So I think this is a really good spot here for Washington. This is a third of 4 straight home games for Washington. So they are home. Michigan State has been bouncing back and forth. Now they go all the way to the West Coast. Washington's taking money. Washington's offense is so much better this year. They were terrible offensively last year. So much better offensively this year. Michigan State was good to me last week. I played them against my alma mater in Akron. They shut out the Zips. They were good for me, but I got to go against them here. I'll take Washington.
All right, looking towards Washington here. Kevin, what are you thinking here? Big Ten Pac-12 matchup.
I agree with pretty much everything Brian said. Lean Washington, probably lean over as well from a total perspective. I know it's early in the season, obviously, but Brian mentioned that it's hard not to be impressed with Penix's numbers this year at Washington. Back-to-back 300-yard games through the year. He leads the Pac-12 right now in total passing, touchdowns. So, huge step up this week against Michigan State. But nonetheless, I think he can still find success through the year. As Brian said, he's already got previous form against the Spartans. And this Michigan State defense, it hasn't been tested at all this season. Western Kentucky and Akron are two teams you definitely won't be hearing about come the college football playoffs. So, the Spartans allowed almost 15 extra minutes of possession in that game against the Broncos 2 weeks ago. They do that again here against the Huskies on Saturday, and they'll be punished accordingly. Washington averaging almost 200 yards per game on the ground over their opening 2 games as well. So it's not just an aerial threat Sparty has to contend with here as well. But again, when Michigan State have had the ball, they have been clinical at least, 9.7 yards per pass attempt through the air against Western Michigan in week 1. They're averaging almost 6 yards per rush on the ground. So these are obviously the 2 best offenses both sides will have faced this year. I believe it's another game where we probably see this one take over the total of 56.5. But from a side perspective, completely agree with Brian and Washington.
He's Kevin Dolan. You heard from Brian Leonard as well. Check them both out, guys. WagerTalk.com. Also, check out the live odds screen at WagerTalk. We're talking the sides, the totals. You can check out all the live numbers for free. The live odds tab, WagerTalk.com.